Perfect. Good job. Good job. Ready, scan, breathe. Check your gun. All right, Joe, thanks for coming to Tech Target Virtual Range. We did some good training today with simulated firearms, right? It was a Glock 19 simulated firearm, and fortunately you had a holster for that. Do you actually carry a
I do. I have a concealed carry permit, and I do carry a Glock 19 as one of the pistols that I've qualified with and I carry on a regular basis in my everyday carry.
Okay, so you have been now, since this law was passed, you have been carrying a concealed firearm in public?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
We're allowed.
Right. We're allowed, right?
And that
So
changes.
you have to follow the laws, right? Because they continually change?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had the user to pull your gun since then?
No, I have not, thankfully.
Not? Okay. So also as part of that training, what did we do about our voice and talking to people? We call that what?
Our demeanor and our tone.
Right.
When we're addressing
Right.
a situation, whether we're trying to de-escalate or
Right.
whether we're giving commands, the switching of the tone.
Yeah. So what's that international de-escalation position look like?
Hands in front of you,
Uh-huh.
and saying, hey, I'm sorry, or stop, depending upon the situation.
Right. And why do we like our hands here? What does that? It does two things, right?
Well, it kind of alerts those that are family members or friends that when you go into that mode, that something's going to happen. It also shows anyone filming or videotaping that you're not taking deadly action right away, using deadly force. You're trying to negotiate, de-escalate, and keep that person at bay.
And your hands in front of you also are what? They're
gives us a
protecting you,
reaction.
right?
Yes, sir.
They're protecting you, right? Your hands in
Yes,
front of you are also protecting you if a strike comes. We're accomplishing multiple goals with that, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what you probably can't tell by looking at this camera scene is Joe right now is actually carrying a concealed firearm. So just go ahead and lift your shirt up just a little bit and show how we're carrying a concealed firearm. Now this is one of our safety training guns. It's not loaded. You can go ahead and drop that. But just show us for the camera, and we're going to come over here so we can get the screen in the background. Okay, just show us. You're going to draw that gun and point it right at the screen. Just show us. You're going to come on this side. Just show us how that draw is going to look at. Talk us through it.
Okay, I'm going to go from the position, the ready position. I'm going to clear the garment covering it. I'm going to get a good grip. I'm going to bring that weapon out. I have my finger indexed at all times until I come on target. Then once I give commands, stop. If that individual doesn't stop, then I would put my finger on the trigger and take the shot or shots.
Okay.
Then once they're down, I would lower my weapon to still be able to see them and tell them to stay down. At that point, if they stay down.
Now let me interrupt you. Why are we telling them to stay down after we shot them?
Because they may still be mobile, they may be hesitant, but they may still have that weapon close by.
Right.
Whether it be a gun or a knife or whatever.
Yeah.
And there may be other people that are innocents that are closer to them than I am.
Exactly. Okay, so now our threat area is clear, so now then what do we do?
Then I'm going to bring the gun back to a ready position, I'm going to check it, and I'm going to scan for any other possible threats.
Good.
If the threat is down and it is safe, I will raise my garment, visually watch the gun go into the holster, reholster, come back up to the ready in case the situation changes.
That is perfect. That is perfect. So why do we want to look at our holster when we reholster that gun?
There's some important items down there, especially carrying appendix carry. So I want to make sure that is a nice slow movement. The trigger is not getting caught on any clothing or anything else that may cause an accident.
Exactly. So clothing happens. Most accidental or unintentional discharges actually tend to happen during drawing and reholstering, not when the person's out. So we did some scenario training today, right?
Yes.
How did that make you feel, the scenarios?
The scenarios were tough.
Tell me why.
Well, some because I felt like I hesitated based on the scenario and what was going on in it. And other times just thinking about family or friends that could have been involved, and blood pressure starts to go, not knowing what's around that corner, where they are in the scenario. Grandchildren were used, or children. My wife possible in a scenario. So it gets your adrenaline pumping a little more than just shooting plain paper targets.
Exactly. So do you think in a real situation, based on this training, just kind of open up your mind to think about all 360, up, down, left, right, north, south?
Definitely. And also you helped me when I had questions about my time or delay in a scenario. How can I improve it? How can I work through it?
Right.
So they're very realistic scenarios.
Yeah. So what did the one thing what did you walk away with? Like, so when you go home, what is something that's going to be first and foremost in your brain, having had this training now?
Just at times to role play and both the de-escalation techniques and what scenarios could happen in real life, whether it's a convenience store, whether it's coming home late at night Where is my wife? You know, things like that. So just to think things through. How am I going to react to a sound in the middle of the night? How am I going to react to an open door or an aggressive person in a parking lot?
Exactly. How did we react to an aggressive person in a parking lot?
I'm gonna de-escalate.
Right.
Until it passes that point.
Even if it was your fault, right?
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
if it was your...
It's a responsibility carrying, and you know, that's the last resort. So you want to de-escalate. Again, I have to work on changing my tone. Sometimes I'm still a little aggressive in my tone, so I have to key that down. And thank you for coaching me on that.
That's good. Hey, I want to congratulate you because when we were doing some of the plate targets and some of the static targets, Joe did so well, so fast, and knocking those plates down. Your accuracy, your ability to track, your ability to do everything, just the drawing and coming out, all those things were looking really good. So that comes from, what's that P word that comes from?
Practice.
Right. You don't just go get a gun and go out and think that you're armed and safe in the neighborhood, right?
And practice with everything you're going to carry and qualify with everything you're going to carry.
Thank you, Joe.
You got it, sir. Thank you.
Come to Tech Target Virtual Range. Learn how to train, just the way you would teach your 16-year-old who's getting his or her license, how to handle a skid, how to drive in the rain, how to drive in inclement weather. Somebody stops short in front of you. We want to do the same thing when we're taking an awesome responsibility of carrying a firearm concealed around. Stay safe, be ready, and train now. Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ready?
Up.
Stop. Stay down.
We got killed again.